Round two of the June SKB tournament saw some really thrilling games and some good comebacks. These are the standings after two rounds. I'm going to take you to four games and look at some of the key moments in each of these games. The first one is Vriksha versus Jayant. Jayant is in a great position right now, and he has got an exchange up with the attack. Uh, he has thought enough, and he has got a good position. I think he's still getting used to playing slowly, so he lost his concentration at the key moment, although. So here, white played, Riksha plays queen d5, queen moves, queen goes back, queen a2. All good. He's putting pressure on f2, g2, rook f1. Now rook c8, rook takes. This is a great position for Jayant. Now you can see Vriksha was down to 16 seconds. But you should not be playing on his time. You should not think like I should play fast because his time is going low. So I should play fast and make his time go to zero. That is not a good idea. Here, this is where Jayan had to convert it properly. He has to do some thinking to convert it. It's not easy. So Queen f4, Rook c2. Now there is too much pressure here. Queen check, king moves, and bishop g3. So you can see that Vriksha was fighting. He is holding the position. Many players would have just crumbled here because there are three pieces attacking h2. Very difficult to defend the king. But Vriksha holds on, and that's what got him the reward. Now queen b3, that's a slightly unnecessary move. He's defending the pawn, but that pawn anyway cannot be taken by white because rook h2 would come. So there was no need to play queen b3. Queen was good here. If anything, it could have come to somewhat active square like e6 or d5. Queen f4, rook e2, queen check, king moves, queen check. So there were a few checks that confused Jayan there. Rook blocks. This is the key moment. This is the moment where the game slipped right out of Jayan's hands. Here, you can see he has thought a little bit, but the next move was played in 9 seconds. So if he just thinks a little bit more, he would have realized that king can just go to g8 and there's no check after that. So it's a very good square for the king. This square is covered by a rook, this square is covered by this rook, this diagonal is covered by the queen. So there is no check after that. Instead, without much thought, he just went to e8. Now the king is not safe, which means white at least has a draw with queen g6. If king moves to f8, then rook a1 comes. All these things come, but the game did not go that far because after queen g6, Jain made the next move in 6 seconds. He played a move, queen f7, and there goes the rook. The game is gone. So instead of being an exchange up, he went to a piece down position and then just collapsed. So basically, you need to focus till the end to convert a winning position. Let's look at this game by Siddharth. Siddharth versus Arshad. I'm going to take you to the opening because this is something that many players are not aware of. Takes, takes, bishop d4, bishop d2, and knight e4. Taking that pawn is a very risky idea, exactly because of what Siddharth does next. Takes, and bishop f7. It's still okay. Queen b3 is the point because then you get the piece back. But here Arshad had to know to play d5. And then rook e8, king g8, everything is fine. But then he goes king e8, queen takes, still fine. Knight f6 was not needed though. He should have at least now played d5 and developed. And that was what was needed. But he goes knight f6, now castles. And now this king is caught in the center. You can see how he converted. King moves, knight out, knight moves, knight e4. f3, bishop back, takes, bishop d7, knight e4, a5, queen c3, d5. That's a very nice move. If he takes, then of course queen takes rook. Rook moves, now knight f6 comes. The pieces are just crawling in. Rook g6, knight takes, queen check, rook blocks. Was there an option of king f7? I guess king f7, then anyway you will get something out of that. Rook blocks, queen takes. Was queen g7 better? Yeah, queen g7. Yes, rook e6. Practically a very nice move. Takes, rook g7 allows rook e1. And now both rooks under. So you can see the rooks have just taken control of this rank. And Arshad makes a big mistake here. He could have still fought on. It's not that bad. He can just play king g8 and continue. He is down by what? One pawn. That's it. No? But he played rook g8, and that allows a mate in one. A very nice mate with the two rooks with almost equal material. Now, this game was a really interesting endgame between Amvi and Ishan. Ishan plays a very bad move here, bishop e4. Of course, his position is bad, but after bishop e4, it allows Amvi the option of just exchanging down to a rook in game, and it will also give her a pawn. But what happened in the game was, after rook e1 f5, Amvi forgot that she can just take 1% and just take the pawn for free. Instead, she goes for g4, which doesn't win the pawn. And after a few moves, we see that Ishan gets back in the game. Here he played a little wrong. I would say Black is doing well. Black is winning. What Ishan hurried with his pawns, basically. What Ishan had to do was play king d7, just protect that pawn. Then give up this pawn. It doesn't matter. Just bring the rook in and then play f4 and e3, and that's game over. That's what we call a winning plan. But then he hurried. He played f4 here, allowing this, and the pawn has just gone. Now Ambi is again winning. I don't know how she ruined it. Rook comes back. Okay. King moves in. King g4. Isn't this still winning for Ambi? She can just go king h5 and take the pawn, right? Let's see. King c6. Okay. So Ishan is going for counterplay with this pawn. Takes. Takes. Now can we just... Why is she defending here? That is... probably because of rook b4. Can we just go h4, rook b4, king h5, takes and takes? Is that possible? Okay, that will still be equal, I believe. What is the engine saying? Equal. Okay. So rook moves, king d5. Okay, now she's playing a little bit of... It's still fine, yeah? Rook b4, okay. Now the pawn is gone. Gone for good. Okay, but just c6. Takes? Takes with check. So here, what should Ambi have done? King d5, just push the pawn, yeah? And then king h5 and take. That was the best shot. I think this position is already slightly better, but could hold on and make a draw if she gets counterplay. But then she played a little bit of inaccuracy here with rook a6, allowing rook b4, and now it's a full... Oh, he takes both pawns and then just gives a checkmate. Then Amir took that pawn. Now the last game I'm going to show you is a very important game with regard to standings, because last tournament was won by May tournament was won by Niranjan. This time, even last tournament, I think Rutvik had a good position against Niranjan. Here again, Rutvik has a winning position. He has an extra pawn, and that pawn is so close to promoting. Let's see what happened from here. Queen f7, slightly slow. Could have brought the queen to e6. That was better. Queen f7, queen check, king moves, queen comes back, queen check, and queen check, king moves. And this is where he made the big mistake. If Rutvik, how fast is he playing? Yeah, he's playing pretty fast, isn't he? 5 seconds to play queen c1. Again, 6 seconds to play queen check. The next move is what interests me. He took 11 seconds to play on b2, which is a mistake. So in a queen game, you should never hurry, because if you leave your king, then the king is prone to repeated checks, perpetual checks. So here, can you find the winning move for black? What should Rutvik have played to win this game? What is the right move? Rutvik had to first play queen c2, and that is GG game, good game, because now there's no checks. The pawn is going to promote in 2 moves. As simple as it is. But he hurried with his pawn, and that allowed Niranjan to give a perpetual, and that's it. No way to get out of it. Even if you play g6, it's still a draw. I mean, you won't lose, but it's still a draw. So that's how round 2 went of the SKB tournament in June. Let's see what happens next.